See? We'll have to wait and see what happens. Are we clear?
All right, it is 8 o'clock, back in regular session. Going to item number 8. Public hearing of ordinance 327, an ordinance changing the zoning of Lot 1, Block 4, San Isidro subdivision, 11300 De Lucio Road from R1 single family residential to R2 medium density residential. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommends approval with contingencies.
Good afternoon, City Council. My name is Joe. I'm the planning technician. And this is a second reading and adoption of ordinance 327, changing the zoning of Lot 1, Block 4.
Give me a second. Yeah, give me a second. We'll bring you back for 9 for the next item. This is just a public hearing.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right. So it is 8:01. Public hearing is now open. Do you have any speakers on this item? No. It is 8:01. Public hearing is now closed. Item number 9. Second reading and adoption of ordinance 327, an ordinance changing the zoning of Lot 1, Block 4, San Isidro subdivision, 11300 De Lucio Road, from R1 single family residential to R2 medium density residential. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommends approval with contingencies.
Hey, you know this, what's your name, sir?
My name is Joe.
This is the young version of Mr. Leon.
Well, this property is located at 11300 De Lucio Road. And it is southerly located at 200 feet from the intersection of De Lucio Road. It's right there in the corner. And Bauman Street. It is approximate area of 23,195 square feet. The owner is Guadalupe Eduardo Sandoval. And a brief history, the San Isidro subdivision was recorded in 1988 with 37 residential lots classified as R1 single family residential. According to our future land use map, the projected land use for this property is residential. According to the flood insurance rate maps, the reference property lies within an area determined to be outside the 500-year floodplain, more particularly described as Zone X. This classification is the safest area with the less possibility of being flooded. To the north of this property, there's a C1 property, which is a light commercial. To the south, there's a R1 single family residential. To the east, there is another R1 single family residential, and to the west, these two properties are light commercial and M2 heavy industrial. The existing land use for this property is an R1 single family residential with one big structure. The proposed land use is an R2 medium density residential, creating a duplex with the existing structure. The recommendation, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommends approval contingent to number 1, that they have separate all the utilities on each dwelling. Number 2, to obtain an official address notification letter to identify the two dwellings. And number 3, not to build more dwellings inside the property, only the proposed duplex.
Motion to approve. All right, a motion and a second. Any discussion, Mr. Rodriguez?
No.
Anybody else?
Motion made by Daniel Rodriguez, seconded by Gloria Rodriguez to approve item number 9. Victor Perez.
Aye.
Daniel Rodriguez.
Aye.
Joseph Paulo.
Aye.
Sergio Camps. And Gloria Rodriguez. Item approved.
All right, moving on to item number 10. Introduction, first reading, and calling for a public hearing of ordinance 330, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Socorro, Texas, providing for the issuance of City of Socorro, Texas combination tax and revenue certificates of obligation, Series 2014, levying and valorum taxes and providing for the payment and security of certificates of obligation, approving an official statement and awarding sale of such certificates of obligation. providing an effective date and enacting other provisions related thereto. Do we have a motion?
Motion made.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion, Mr. Pettis?
None.
Anybody else on this? All right, we have a motion and a second.
Motion made by Victor Perez, seconded by Rene Rodriguez, to approve item number 10. Victor Perez.
Aye.
Rene Rodriguez.
Aye.
Joseph Bowling.
Aye.
Sergio Cox.
Yes, ma'am.
And Gloria Rodriguez.
All right, item number 11, discussion and action, city manager state of the city report for 2013. Okay.
Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor and City Council. I've got a few pictures here to provide along with the report. And as soon as I can get it fired up, I'll go ahead and do it. I got a few, I got a few, not a whole lot, hopefully I can be done, and hopefully the pictures are done. But what I tried to do here is to show an administrative report to show the activities from the last fiscal year. So the pictures and the comments are not intended to offend anybody, it's basically to try to describe what happened in a particular fiscal year. Basically, as you look at the front page or the second page, we have the various principal officials. And virtually, there's a slash between a split in the fiscal year and the election period. So for an example, we can start off with Mr. Trini Lopez / Jesus A. Reese, which means that somewhere in the fiscal year, the elected official changed. So that's why there's a slash in between the various names and the positions that we have. The same thing exists for some of the positions within the administration. So basically, I want to start off by saying the next page, which is the category City Council. The city of Socorro, Texas is a home rule city with the mayor and 5 council members. The mayor and 1 council member were elected at large, and the remaining 4 council members were elected in single-member districts. By ordinance, the city is required to have a city manager. The city provides general services, public safety, public works, public health, and community development. The city council implements the legislative affairs of the city by representing the citizens of Socorro before other governments, conducting city council meetings to establish public policy and to respond to citizen inquiries and requests. Activities during the year. The city council conducted 17 regular city council meetings, 18 special meetings, and 6 regular city council meetings. The city council approved 25 resolutions and adopted 22 ordinances. The city council appointed a total of 32 board members to various commissions, including Civil Service Commission, Planning and Zoning Commission, Park Commission, Historical Landmark Commission, and Board of Adjustment Commission. The city council presented 3 awards, 2 proclamations, and heard 33 presentations. The city council purchased 301 Place Road for $72,058. The property was purchased to be used as a new neighborhood park. The property was filled with various types of debris and stray dogs. The property was cleared by the Public Works Department. The city council purchased property located at Horizon Boulevard for $444,489. The property was to be used for a new location of the city hall. The city purchased the Seraphine property adjacent to the city hall property on Horizon Boulevard for $43,704. The property was purchased to create an exit for the new city hall. The city council hired a lobbyist. Members of the city council met with representatives of the San Antonio Latino Chamber of Commerce concerning the establishment of a Chamber of Commerce in the city of Socorro. The city council granted San El Zario permission to incorporate as a city. The city council provided office space for Congressman Pete Gallego. The city council rented office space to Texas A&M. The city council instituted a free bus service to UTEP on a trial basis. The city council, city staff, volunteers filled thousands of sandbags during September. Under the department of the city manager is the chief executive officer and administrative officer of the city and is responsible to the city council for the proper administration of the affairs of the city, such as he is responsible for appointments, discipline of city employees, the direction and supervision of various city departments, the preparation for the annual operating and capital improvement budgets, keeping the city council advised of the city operation, enforcing city ordinances, and carrying out other such duties as the council may desire. The receptionist is in the city manager's office. The receptionist responds to public contact with citizens by providing appropriate information and/or directing them to the proper department. This position is involved in a high-level visibility as it is the public initial contact, both via the phone and in person. The receptionists provide clerical support to administrative offices on a daily basis. The information technology is in the city manager's department. The information technology staff is responsible for the purchase and maintenance of a majority of the city technological equipment, both software and hardware. This includes replacement and maintenance of computers, servers, and software packages to provide better services to our customers. Activities during the fiscal year. The city started the design of the Leadership Bridge. The location of the bridge is on Alameda Road, east of Passmore. The estimated total cost of the bridge was $1.7 million. The bridge will serve as a second exit from the housing development called Jardín de Flores. The city started the design for the Monterosas Park. The location of this park is at the eastern end of Peters Street. The estimated cost of this park was $1.7 million. The Monterosa Park major feature was to provide restrooms, playgrounds, soccer field, walking path, irrigation, shading, tables, and a horse rest station. The city started design for the 9/11 Memorial Park. The location of this park was at 341 Moon Road. The major feature of this park was to create a memorial of the 9/11 attack on America. The city started a tire recycling program which removed over 12,000 tires from the community. The city received a $7,000 grant from the Rio Grande Council of Governments to help remove the tires. This program utilized the code enforcers from the police department, public works staff, and community service workers. The city manager's office created the first capital improvement budget. The city manager's office changed and improved the format for the city annual budget. The receptionist recorded 2,146 visitors in the city hall. There were 624 messages recorded by the receptionist. The IT personnel performed an inventory of all computers, printers, scanners, and external devices for upgrading purposes. IT deleted all and unused email accounts. IT performed software upgrades for servers and computers. IT performed virus scans in all computers and repaired infected systems. The IT personnel assisted users with computers, printers, and scanning issues. The city clerk. The city clerk is the record-keeping officer and responsible for preparation, execution, and archiving of all city council documents as prescribed by state law and city code. The city clerk office is responsible for archiving city council documents, official proceedings, ordinances, and resolution, maintain board and commission applications and appointments, maintain material for city council meeting and election, serves as the city's election official, interface closely with the El Paso County Election Department, publicize legal notices, record official documents, notifies officials of their appointment or election, act as a notary public, and custodian of the official city seal, maintain a public information service, furnish information and material concerning city government, and officiate at bid openings. Activities during the fiscal year: the city clerk office started the codification of the city ordinances. The city clerk office instituted the record retention program for the city. The city clerk office conducted one election. The city clerk provides training for election judges. The city clerk office opened 13 bids. And the city clerk office created electronic files for the city council agendas, minutes, and ordinances. Human Resource Department. The Human Resource Department is responsible for the development and training of personnel to provide the best municipal services to the city of Socorro. The Human Resources Department develops, implements, and manages the recruitment to find the best selection of city employees, job descriptions, classification, promotional, and entry examination. The Human Resource Department maintains personnel records and provides assistance to the Civil Service Commission as it relates to inquiry and appeals. Activity during the fiscal year. The Human Resource Department conducted several training sessions. The Human Resource Department conducted 65 interviews. The Human Resource Department filled 20 positions. The Human Resource Department updated 6 jobs descriptions. There were 3 Civil Service Commissions meeting during the year. The Human Resource Department processed 7 grievances for the Civil Service Commission. The Human Resource Department conducted the first employee appreciation dinner for city employees. The Human Resource Department established the salary schedule. The Human Resource Department conducted a benefit fair for city employees. The Human Resource Department updated the city organizational chart one time. The city hired a fire chief, interim police chief, and a chief financial officer. The Human Resource Department updated the policy concerning overtime, vacation leave, and sick leave. The Finance Department is responsible for the administration of all the financial affairs of the city, including recording revenue collection, disbursements, payroll, cash management, accounting, and financial reports. The annual operating budget and the periodic financial trend monitoring reports were produced by the Finance Department. This department provides support for all the functions by maintaining financial records and monitoring revenues and expenditures to ensure that available funds are being used wisely to further the goals of the city. This department coordinates the annual audit. Activities during the fiscal year. The Finance Department updated the purchasing policy. The Finance Department made 3 budget amendments. The Finance Department issued 1,872 vendor checks. The Finance Department corrected the accounting procedures for gasoline charges. The Finance Department completed the first single audit for grants. Municipal courts.
So can I read?
Yes, pardon me?
So you can take a look, rest, can I read?
Sure, go ahead.
Municipal court. The municipal court has jurisdiction over all cases involving violations of the provisions of the Socorro Charter, code, and other ordinances of the city. The municipal court is presided over by the municipal judge, who is appointed by the city council on the nomination of the city manager for a term of 2 years. Activities during the fiscal year. The municipal judge started an internship program for a law student to work in municipal court during the summer. The municipal court received a traffic safety award for medium volume courts. The municipal court processed 8,916 of citation for $413,015. The municipal court wrote off 2,311,264 of citations prior to the fiscal year 2007. Rodriguez, will you read the next one?
Anybody want to take a stab at it?
No, I'm enjoying the pictures.
Okay. All right. The police department. The mission of the police department is to deter and detect criminal activity, apprehension, criminal suspects, and provide for the protection of life and property in the city of Socorro. The primary function of the police department are patrol, criminal investigation, traffic control, community relations, and public safety dispatching. The Code Enforcement Division is responsible for the administration and enforcement to continue an effective nuisance abatement program. Activity during the fiscal year. The police department purchased 4 new police vehicles. The police department relocated the public safety communication area with $114,000 from El Paso County 911 district. The police department made major upgrades of the police radio system with financial assistance from El Paso County 911 district. The police department made major improvement to the police headquarters. The department also made major improvement to the exterior of Rio Vista Police Substation. The police department personnel cleaned out the Rio Vista buildings of discarded material. The material was donated to the Goodwill. Various incidents and counts. Animal-related calls, 1,391. Assaults, 105. Burglary of habitation, 129. Burglary of vehicles, 44. Child custody disputes, 111. Civil problems, 594. Criminal mischief, 265. Domestic violence assaults, 203. Verbal domestic disputes, 546. Fraud, forgery and fraud, 52. Fire calls, 266. Medical calls, 1,404. Motor vehicle accidents, 936. Resident business alarms, 709. Suspect disturbance, 635. Suspicious subjects, 303. Suspicious vehicles, 400. Thefts, 483. Theft of vehicles, 81. Traffic stops, 6,381. Vehicle disturbance, 640. Welfare checks, 437. Reports generated, 2,755. Calls for service, 24,709. Planning and Zoning Department. The Planning and Zoning Department administers the city land use and development function by coordinating the city land development related activities. The Planning and Development Department helps to achieve the city's physical, economic, and quality goals. The Planning and Zoning Department administers the city's land development regulation, zoning ordinance, community development activities, and programs such as housing improvement loans, equity assurance, and other programs that address neighborhood and housing quality. The department promotes economic development, livability, and enhancement, quality of life, and promotes the city to attract new businesses and residents. It provides staff support to the Planning Commission and other groups and citizen committees as required. Activities during the year. The city opened up 2 major corporations on Alameda Road, McDonald's and Murphy Oil. There were over 500 homes built in the Harding de Flores subdivision. The location of this subdivision is at Passmore near Peters. The subdivision has a provision for over 800 homes to be built. The Planning and Zoning Department issued 2,700 permits for $258,427. The Planning and Zoning Department issued 136 permits for the construction of 136 residential units. The Planning and Zoning Department issued 5 permits for construction of 39 new commercial units. Also, the Planning Department updated the phone system in the Rio Vista administrative offices.
Can I read it?
Sure.
Public Works Department. The Public Works Department is responsible for maintenance, roadways, streetlights, vehicles, and streetscape through planned and regular investment in the city's infrastructure. Activities during the year. The Public Works Department overlaid 17 streets for 6 miles. For example, Valle Romero Drive, Riverside Road, Villa del Mar Road, San Isidro Road, Capizo Road were all in District 4. Mentone Road was in District 2. El Cid Drive, Odin Drive, Settler Road, Wiseman Circle, and Aldrin Circle were in District 3. Armstrong Drive, Rachel Drive, Roseville Drive, and Ensarto were also in District 2, and Bayonne was in District 3, for a total of 6 miles. The city operated a driveway program. During the fiscal year, the city installed 408 driveway throughout the city at a cost of $517,319.14. There was a total of 31 driveways completed in September of 2012, 33 in October of 2012, 55 in February 2013, 76 in March 2013, 109 in April of 2013, 75 in May of 2013, 20 in June of 2013, and 9 in July 2013, for a total of 408 driveways. 11 streetlights were added to the various locations in the city. Listed below are the locations of the new streetlights that were added. We have 10359 Potencia Road, 11260 Sheffield Drive, 10427 Monte Carlo, De Lucio Abiso, 440 and 460 Valle Pintoresco, 9951 and 9961 Floralia, 241 Old West Tanks Road, 241 and 245 Flor del Sur, 11588 Villa del Mar, 571 Santa Gertrudis, and Madison Lee and Payne Place.
Let me stop you there. On those two sheets there, I don't see anything about District 1 getting done.
Well, you did
When I-
have
when I-
District
when
One.
I-
I'm curious, all I have to do is report what happened last year. That's what happened.
I just want to
The
let
City Public Works Department worked with Union Pacific The City Public Works Department worked with Union Pacific Railroad to place new track pillars and asphalt on the 4 railroad crossing in the city of Socorro. The city started the construction of the $3.2 million Safe Routes to School program. The program provided new sidewalks and driveways to the 4 elementary and 2 middle schools in the city of Socorro. There was a celebration of the pouring of the first sidewalk at Passmore Road and Ernest Street. The city of Socorro, Socorro Independent School District, and other agencies participated in the ceremony. Purchase new dump truck, purchase new backhoe tractor.
Thank you. The city of Socorro has 2 recreational centers that provide various programs, activities, and amenities. Through granting the citizens of Socorro holistic opportunities of human development and wellness, we offer social and human services by facilitating computers and internet use, recreational activities, fitness, and educational classes to promote community networking and advocacy. Our vision is to encourage and advance participant empowerment. Activities during the year. The city updated the electrical and Rio Vista Community Center. The city added 5 computers to the Apodaca Center. The Rio Vista Community Center provided space for fitness and wellness programs with an annual attendance of 6,722. The various programs were Zumba, 3,165, aerobics, 2,307, yoga, 1,117, senior dance, 57, and circuit training, 76. The Rio Vista Community Center provides space for community enrichment program with an annual attendance of 5,212. Various programs were against colorectal cancer in our neighborhoods, 271, computer classes, 919, English second language class, 190, family violence groups meeting, 354, general equality, degree classes, 3,280, and volunteer income tax assistance, 198.
What's up, Mr. Murphy, you forgot the
Pardon me?
citizenship classes?
This is last year. Mind you, this is last year. Last year.
And they were in District 1 too.
Last year.
This is 2012, 2013, we were part of that fiscal year.
When do you start your
Thursday
classes?
and Thursday.
When do you start your classes?
In
September.
September. Come on, Cheryl.
Heck, it's just right at the tail end.
All of a sudden.
Well, it will be there next year because Mr. Retta will ensure that I have that. Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Jealous.
The E.G. Chayo Apodaca Center had 30,364 visitors, and the Rio Vista Community Center had 27,304 visitors. Recreational parks. The recreational park department is responsible for city recreation, sports, building maintenance, and park maintenance. The building maintenance consists entirely of repairs, maintenance, utilities, such as gas, water, electric, sewer, and telephone, supplies and contractual services costs. In-house labor is provided by the street department and the park division. Activities during the year. The city had an Easter egg hunt at Cougar Park. The city had a 4th of July celebration at Cougar Park. The city celebrated its 165th birthday at Bulldog Championship Park. The city conducted a Cinco de Mayo 3-day festival. The city installed water pump at Moon City Park. The city improved and upgraded electrical services at Cougar Park. The city installed a iron fence at Monte Rosas Park. The city installed a rock wall fence at 911 Memorial Park. The city moved playground equipment from Monte Rosas Park to Amistad Park. Amistad Park, Rio Vista, ball fields, and Moon City Park were graded for irrigation. Improvement to Moon City Park. A, installed 160-foot well and pump. B, planted grass seeds. C, painted pavilion and playground equipment. D, painted the handball walls. And improvement to Amistad Park. A, graded fields. B, planted grass. Installed park benches, painted playground equipment, added portable toilets, and moved playground equipment from Monte Rosa Park to Amistad Park. Provided improvements to Cougar Park. A, planted grass, added electrical outlets to the park, and replaced wire around 2 back catcher stops. And improvements to Paradise Park, graded the park area, and added portable toilets. Improvement to Rio Vista Park, graded the ball fields, repaired and painted park benches, repaired tarps around the ball field, and that completes the report of last year's activities.
Thank you.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Cox doesn't believe that he got driveways in District 1. I guess because he hasn't gone and looked around.
Well, no, I'm
Can you
sorry.
tell, why didn't you tell me it was not?
Well, no, I'm talking about this.
He's talking about
This is
all
like this.
Right.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyway.
Yes,
They did get driveways in District 1.
that is correct.
I know they did. I know that.
Yes,
I would like to say thank you, and I can imagine how long it took for you to do all this. So thank you very much for all your work.
Well, I appreciate that, but really that's the work of the staff, and that's what our
Thank you.
employees
Okay. well,
done
you-
last fiscal year.
everybody
So
else
I
has to
thank the entire staff for
No, but I
its,
mean, for this
product.
report. For this report.
Just say thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Bud,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
I noticed there's, does the city know that District 4 has 2 parks? The Riverside Park and the Joe Carrasco Park, and they're not mentioned for any.
In fact, what that is the activity. The parks were literally named 2 years ago, and Joe Carrasco Park is literally the portion where the mailboxes are, and not where that sewer equipment is being stored. So it's really a whole lot smaller than what initially was thought. So it's really activities that happen in various places, and mind you, not all of everything got recorded in this particular report that went on, such as the Christmas celebrations with Santa, not this year, but the last fiscal year. The tree lighting at the city hall, we have pictures, and there's other activities that went on, but for a report and the time, you want to give, a good view of what went on.
So Riverside Park,
Specifically, where is Riverside Park?
on Walcott, toward the river.
Walcott?
On Walk.
Yeah.
That's called Armistead Park.
Which one is that part?
That's Armistead Park.
My question is, is Bovee Park in that area 3? Bovee Park, but it is one of the parks, right?
No, are you referring to Bovee Park as Cougar Park?
Oh, Cougar Park.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Cougar.
Are there any substantial questions, Mr. Young? No. Jim, do we take any action on this?
You don't need to,
Just accept the report.
you don't even need to do that, it's
Alright.
just, you're just
accepting the report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Norfleet.
you, Mr. Norfleet.
Moving on to item number 12.
Somebody else did it all.
Item 12, discussion action to adopt City of Socorro Title 6 plan. Do we have a motion on this?
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, a motion made by Mr. Pettis, seconded by Mr. Rodriguez. Any discussion, Mr. Pettis?
No, sir.
Anybody, anything you want to say about this?
No, sir, that's just the, plan we have to complete in order
Come on,
to
over here.
receive, the grant we received for the bus, the $58,000. We need to put this in place. Thank you.
Do you want to just stay up with the next few items, or?
Yeah, might as well.
All right, so we have a motion and a second.
Motion made by Victor Perez, seconded by Rene Rodriguez to approve item number 12. Victor Perez.
Aye.
Rene Rodriguez. Joseph Pauling.
Aye.
Sergio Cox. And Gloria Rodriguez.
All right, item number 13, discussion action to accept the local border security program grant award in the amount of $45,000 to increase police department operations and assist in fighting crime along the border.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion, Mrs. Rodriguez? Mr. Rodriguez? Anybody else?
No.
Anita, anything else?
No, sir.
Motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Rene Rodriguez to approve item number 13. Victor Perez.
Aye.
Rene Rodriguez.
Aye.
Joseph Pauling. Sergio Cox.
Yes, ma'am.
And Gloria Rodriguez.
All right, item 14, discussion and action to authorize the city of Socorro to submit a grant application in the amount of $40,000 to the Criminal Justice Division Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Grant to purchase network equipment to improve police operations. Do you have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion, Mrs. Rodriguez? Anybody listen? Anything, Andy?
No, sir, we're just, proposing to, secure funds to, improve a better communication with the county.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
Motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Rene Rodriguez to approve item number 14. Victor Perez.
Aye.
Rene Rodriguez.
Aye.
Joseph Pauling.
Aye.
Sergio Cox.
Yes, ma'am.
And Gloria Rodriguez.
Yes. What happened?
Item number 15, discussion and action to authorize the city of Socorro to submit a grant application in the amount of $500,000 to the Department of Public Safety's Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. Do you have a motion? All right, we have various motions and seconds.
Gloria and Rene.
Yes, that's good. Any discussion on this?
No.
Melissa?
No.
Mr. Cox has a question?
No.
Motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Rene Rodriguez to approve item number 15. Victor Perez.
Aye.
Rene Rodriguez. Joseph Pauling.
Aye.
Sergio Cox.
Yes, ma'am.
And Gloria Rodriguez. Yes.
All right, item 17, discussion action on installing cameras at Public Works Fuel Station.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion, Mrs. Rodriguez?
No, just, you can read the back, the back one, and that's it all.
Wait a minute.
That's all.
It's a camera. I think it's a good idea.
Wait a minute. Council has a question.
No, I just asked him what he had back. Go.
All right.
I think it's a great idea. I've heard in the past, we've had cameras and then they're not there no more. I've heard, and this is all I heard, that, council members would feel up. It's all hearsay. But just to prevent any of those to be true, moving forward, we should take care of our fuel system and our fuel area, just so that, for transparency purposes, I think it's a good idea.
All I can say is that it wasn't council members.
Oh, okay, no, no,
So, anyway, it's a
No,
good
no,
idea. I would love for that to happen.
and I understand.
Do we have a proposed budget for this?
Pretty sure it has that, it's just one.
Oh. Well, I was just recommending, same like I did to Mr. Cox last time, that if you do submit a project, make sure you just at least include the financial impact so we know how much it's gonna cost. Because you put not available, but just at least, hey, what's it gonna cost,
$400.
See,
It's very,
What is the procedure now in getting the fuel?
Mr. Norfleet, you know what the procedure is? Don't we, doing authorized fuel cards, it's at 10%, isn't that?
Yes, and Mr. Gotti can explain what they're doing new now.
Yes, beforehand, they didn't have any type of procedure. Basically, every department had, fuel cards, but they were interchangeable. Nobody was keeping track. There was no checks and balances. That actually stopped a couple weeks ago. We went ahead deactivated all the fuel cards, and now everyone is issued one. And on the fuels, you have to enter your unit number and your PIN. That way we can track it down who's using and what vehicle's being used.
All right, and on this camera, who's gonna monitor it? Is it the police department or you gonna have monitoring?
Basically with the camera, the system that we have, wherever you install a camera, we physically can record it at the police department. If something does occur, you would have the tapes to go back to.
To retrieve the
To see what's
information.
happening.
Say, we have a fuel card being used many times. At that point, we can go in and actually the time, when it occurred, and what is it that they're fueling.
All right, any further questions or any discussion?
Motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Rene Rodriguez to approve item number 17. Victor Perez.
Aye.
Rene Rodriguez. Joseph Pauling.
Aye.
Sergio Cox.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
Gloria Rodriguez.
All right, we have a motion to delete items 22, 23, and 24.
Motion.
Second. All right, motion is second.
Motion made by Victor Perez, seconded by Rene Rodriguez to delete items number 22 through 24. Victor Perez.
Aye.
Rene Rodriguez.
Aye.
Joseph Pauling.
Aye.
Sergio Cox.
Yes, ma'am.
And Gloria Rodriguez.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
You have to take any action on item
21. All right, before we adjourn, we need to make a motion on 21. Discussion regarding, wait, so we do these on 18, 19, 20 as well? All right, before we do that, can we go ahead and do 18, 19, 20?
18, 19, 20, motion to delete.
Second.
No.
No, we did 22, 23, 24, but not 18.
So then at this point, I'll go ahead and amend the motion to include items number 18, 19, and 20.
Yes.
Gloria made a motion to delete 18 through 21.
20, not 21. We
20.
do 21.
So someone,
Well, we already motion to delete the other ones. Go ahead and second the motion.
we just need a second.
The second motion.
Second.
Motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Rene Rodriguez to delete items 18 through 20. Victor Perez.
Aye.
Rene Rodriguez.
Aye.
Joseph Pauling.
Aye.
Sergio Cox.
Yes, ma'am.
And Gloria Rodriguez.
All right, item 21, discussion regarding Jacqueline Yalda, Bird B, City of Socorro Police Department, and Sergeant Fukuota, cause number 2012 DCV 02044, County Court Law number 3. Now, Jim, what do we say?
If there were two numbers proposed, discussed, rather, in executive session, one was for Mr. Britton, one was from Ms. Potts. Ms. Potts' number was a little bit larger. The council wants to act with a different number, you can go back to executive session or whatever.
I'll make the motion to. No, we already have the numbers go. I wanna make the motion
Well, it's a recommendation.
to accept the recommendation of
To grant settlement authority as recommended by.
Mrs. Potts.
Second.
All right, motion second, discussion?
Victor Perez.
Aye.
Rene Rodriguez.
Aye.
Joseph Pauling.
Aye.
Sergio Cox.
Yes, ma'am.
And Gloria Rodriguez.
All right, now, can we go ahead and motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, motion second, discussion?
Motion made by Victor Perez, seconded by Rene Rodriguez to adjourn. Victor Perez.
Aye.
Rene Rodriguez.
Aye.
Joseph Pauling. Sergio Cox.
Yes, ma'am.
And Gloria Rodriguez.
8:43.
We adjourn at 8:43.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Hey, you did an excellent job on that. Thank you very much. I realize you're not bilingual, sir. You did a very good job on that. See you guys. Bye, Jim. Bye, Peter.